My Best Authentic Foods of Chinatown is one of my top 2 videos on this channel, and many of you have asked for a companion guide with a walking tour that highlights the best points of interest and foods along the way. So you asked for it, here it is. And here to help test our initial pilot run of this walking tour are 2 very special guests from the Netherlands.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Tim.
And our channel is called STUFR, and we do food and travel videos from all over the world.
We are really excited to check out Chinatown in San Francisco.
We're going to start our walking tour at the formal entrance to Chinatown at Bush and Grant. This is a pretty good place to start because it borders Union Square and Financial District. This gate, which copies formal entrances from ancient feudal Chinese villages, was originally designed by 3 Chinese Americans with materials donated by Taiwan in 1969. There's a set of lions guarding it, the male with the pearl and the female with the young. There are 3 inscriptions above each of the portals, the 2 pedestrian ones and the 1 for cars. 心意和平, or trust and harmony. 天下为公, or all under the sky, everyone is equal. And finally, 忠孝仁爱, or love of country. These are all Confucian tenets adopted by Dr. Sun Yat-sen, the father of modern China, who overthrew the last emperor and established China as a republic. Let's enter. We're now walking down Grant Street, which is the main tourist thoroughfare of Chinatown. If you need to buy souvenirs, this is the place to do it. About a block up on Grant is St. Mary's Cathedral, which is one of the oldest cathedrals in the area, and right adjacent to it is St. Mary's Square. All right, guys, so in this square is an abstract sculpture of Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Can you find it?
And it's a competition?
It's a competition.
I think I found it. This must be him.
Woo! Dennis gets the prize. It may seem odd that we have so many references to Dr. Sun here in San Francisco, but you know, he lived here for a couple of years while he was planning the revolution, so I guess we've kind of adopted him as a San Franciscan. Directly across from St. Mary's Square is Sing Fat and Sing Chong buildings, which were the first ever buildings rebuilt in the new Chinatown, which was recompleted after the big earthquake. At the time, the city saw this as a chance to replan the neighborhoods and intended to move Chinese immigrants off this prime real estate and into a more ghetto area. But the Chinese were one step ahead of them and threw up these 2 beauties to establish their squatters' rights. Continuing down Grant. Here at Clay, we're going to make a right and go down to Portsmouth Square. So Portsmouth Square here is the center of Chinatown. Well, back before San Francisco was a city, this area used to be about a 400+ person mining community called Yerba Buena, and this Portsmouth Square area here used to be both the town square and the port. So this whole area back here, which is now landfill, used to be water, and that was where the boats docked. So what do you guys think of Portsmouth Square?
I feel like it's a real local place here in Chinatown. You can see people doing like meditation, you can see them playing cards.
Okay, onwards and upwards. We're gonna backtrack down Clay here. At Waverly, make a right or a left to explore these 2 serene blocks of stunning architecture. This is known as the Street of Painted Balconies because of all of these beautiful balconies located on these original buildings. This area also used to be known as the Street of Brothels because this used to be lined with brothels, which were very popular with the mining men. When these brothels were all eventually driven out of business by the government, the lower levels were converted into businesses like Chinese laundries and barbershops, and the upper levels were reserved for Chinese benevolent associations and also temples. You see this building behind me? This is Tin Hau Temple, one of the oldest Taoist temples in the United States. You could go up there to check it out, but please be respectful of the fact that it's an operational place of worship. Personally, it's kind of small. It's not really going to stack up to the Taoist temples you're going to see in Asia, but it's definitely worth seeing if you've never seen one before, and you're probably not ever going to. Fun fact, Amy Tan, who wrote the New York Times best-selling novel, Joy Luck Club, named one of her lead characters, Waverly, after Waverly Place here. We've popped out here on Washington and we're gonna cross the street and go up to Ross Alley. Similar to China, there are many of these small alleyways here in Chinatown. One of the most notorious is Ross Alley, which used to be a den of gambling equity, mostly run by Chinese gangs like the Chong. Organized crime was so bad here that even the cops didn't want to patrol this area. Nowadays, the most sinful things here are the fortune cookies. Sinfully good fortune cookies. Golden Gate Fortune Cookie Company is the last factory in the city that makes handmade fortune cookies, and it's a super popular stop here in Chinatown. But don't worry, the line goes fast. Did you know the fortune cookie actually originated in Japan? Batter is injected onto these griddles, which are run through the oven in the back, cooked, and emerge on the other side, ready for the paper fortune to be folded inside. There's a tiny window for shaping it before the wafer becomes too stiff and has to be scrapped. Kevin gave Tim one of these cookies straight off the griddle.
Yes.
Show him how hot it is. What do you think, Tim?
It was like super hot, like could barely hold it. Could fold it in the beginning, but it was like, it took like, I don't know, a few seconds, and then it was already cooled down that much that you couldn't fold it anymore. It's really cool. But I also have to try it. Oh wow, oh, it's like super crunchy.
I want to try.
Oh, I think it's the best fortune cookie I've ever had.
You can also write your own custom fortunes, which Dennis and Tim had a ton of fun composing. So I think it's time for us to go line up for egg tart. We gotta go get some boba. I have just the place down the street where Waverly dead ends onto Sacramento. This is my favorite boba tea place in the city. So guys, I come into Steap Tea Bar all the time, and this is the first time I've met the owner. And I had such an awesome chat with him, and he was telling me about how they make all their teas fresh here, and even the toppings are pretty much made in-house, so definitely check it out. We went a little crazy and we got like a ton of drinks in here. Dennis, what'd you get?
I have the green tea lychee one. I love lychee so much.
I have the green queen with matcha.
And then we had them try here. This one's my favorite drink. This is called the Purple Rain After Prince. And it's made with a butterfly pea flour. So they steep it and you get this really delicious floral tasting tea, which is phenomenal, especially when it's sweetened in a tea like this. What do you guys think of this?
Loved it. That was amazing. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
This was good. I love green tea, but this one, I think I need to have another sip.
Yeah. I also loved all of them, but this is like a big surprise, and it's really, really good.
This is so refreshing. Really special.
We're also going to try this one, which was a special on the menu. So this is a total throwback to my childhood. I remember when I was younger, I used to eat these. These are White Rabbit candies. So delicious. So the owner figured out how to recreate White Rabbit candy, and it's in a bubble tea now.
It's like ice cream, and together with the white candy, it's vanilla, it's milky.
Oh, the milkiness of it is so good.
It was like liquid White Rabbit. It was good. Okay, so we got our drinks. We're gonna head over to Golden Gate Bakery and get in line for egg tarts.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
A must-get when you're here in Chinatown are the flaky, mouth-watering egg custards at Golden Gate Bakery. The business here is so good that they pretty much open whenever they want. Like today, we came here and look, they're on 3 weeks vacation. They're so notorious for their irregular hours that there's even a Facebook page set up called Is Golden Gate Bakery Open Today? Just so you can track their hours. So Dennis, Tim, and I couldn't go in today, but here's some old footage so you can see what it's all about. Egg tarts are a standard dim sum menu item, but fun fact, They were introduced to Hong Kong, where dim sum originated, by the British and their custard tarts, and to neighboring Macau by the Portuguese and their pastéis de nata. Usually they are made with either puff pastry or short crust pastry with an eggy custard filling. The ones here at Golden Gate Bakery are so flaky it's almost like phyllo dough, and the custard is light and airy. And their business is so good, you are always getting a tart straight out of the oven. Definitely a Chinatown must do. We're now gonna head up Pacific to Stockton. Grant is nice but tame. Stockton is the real shopping street for locals here in Chinatown. A super tasty dim sum place to try is Good Mongkok Bakery. What's kind of unique to San Francisco is that we have these dim sum counter service places, which means simply that you can't eat at the restaurant and you gotta take all these items to go. Because San Francisco real estate is so expensive, these places are tiny and there are no tables or chairs for you to hunker down on. So instead, we're gonna take our things and hunker down on the street somewhere. So we're waiting here in line, and I told Tim and Dennis that the things to get here, we're gonna get some char siu bao or barbecue pork buns and some shumai, which are pork dumplings in like a 1-ton wrapper.
This is amazing. The flavor is super rich.
Yeah, mine too.
The sauce is really nice. We have these type
wow.
of bread things in the Netherlands where you can buy them in the supermarket. They're called bapao. They have nothing on this. The bread is so fluffy and airy, and the meat inside and the sauce that they use, perfect.
So this shumai is actually with beef, and there's also cilantro in there, which is amazing. I love this.
Can I try this?
Yeah.
Can I try this?
Oh wow.
This is really great as well.
This is wow. The bun is so fluffy.
The cilantro is super nice in this. Super cilantro-y, not too much, but you can really taste it. Love this.
All right, guys, continuing on with our feast fest. Right before Broadway on Stockton is Hing Lung Butchers. Look at all those juicy meats hanging there. Yum. From the outside, this looks like your standard hole-in-the-wall Chinese butcher. But the new owners, Simon and Eric Chong, bring a more contemporary craft quality to the meats. We're in Hing Lum, and we're here with one of the two co-owners, Simon. You want to tell us a little bit about your business?
Well, this is a family business that my father owned since we were little kids. When we came to America. Recently, me and my brother have been taking over it, you know, continuing the family business and trying to serve the local Chinatown, the real actual flavors, instead of all the chemicals like MSG and everything out there.
Simon, do you have like a cooking background? I think I read somewhere.
I went to culinary school, yes.
It's really awesome. So what are some of the culinary things you're bringing to old-fashioned Chinese barbecue?
Well, what we're doing is we're using nothing but pure spices. We flavor everything, we try everything. We do a lot of research also, so that's where Culinary Academy taught us, research always, you know.
So what would you recommend are the top things to buy when you're here at Hing Lum?
The sweet barbecue pork. And when you buy these, you want to buy the juicy fatty ones right here, like these. Like that right there. Yeah. And also the roast ducks, which is amazing, because we use big lean ducks, not those big fat ducks. Which, when you bite into it, usually when you bite into the fat duck, you get nothing but oil coming out. But in ours, it's all lean meat, but with that perfect amount of fat. So, and last is, of course, the roast pork with the crispy skin. You guys came at the end of the day, but usually we have a whole pig hanging, all the good parts are right here. This is probably still the good parts right here. I would say, if you don't like lean meat, don't buy lean meat. Don't right here. So. If that's what you like, to buy it, but most people don't like lean meat on those roast porks, unless they just want to eat the skin. And then that's the regular barbecue pork. See, right there, that's cheek meat. You gotta try it. It's cheek, barbecue cheek meat. I'm gonna let you guys try that first. When you buy that, you want it. You don't want it lean, because lean it gets hard like jerky.
Very awesome.
Very little fat, but a lot of meat, but a perfect amount of fat. Because everywhere else I've seen, there is just a big chunk of fat with a little piece of meat.
So Simon was super nice. Look at all the food he gave us. Oh my God, we're gonna have such an awesome time trying this out. We just gotta find a place to eat it at because this is a butchery and we can't really eat in here. So let's go find a place.
Let's go.
I'm hungry.
All right, we found a nice bus bench here. We're all squished here and we're gonna dig into the feast. All right, Tim, what are we starting with?
Pork jerky. Wow,
So-
look at this.
So they jerk it and then they typically marinate it with a really nice sweet and sour sauce. So give it a try, guys.
Let's go.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's delicious.
I'm just gonna steal this and I'll see you guys later.
The jerky is so tender.
Yeah.
It is.
Like usually
Yeah,
I'm used to like really tough jerky.
Uh-huh.
This meat is melt in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yes, like in Europe, or at least in the Netherlands, we don't have jerky. So the first time I ate jerky, it was the consistency which was really strange to try. But this, it just like you said, it melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah, it's
so
perfect.
so good.
And then
And the marinade is beautiful, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this really sweet and savory marinade, and it's not like too much either.
No.
Yeah,
It is, you have
perfect.
the meat flavor is still there.
Yeah.
All right, we're now gonna try the pork belly here. So Simon was so apologetic and he's like, oh, you guys came too late in the day and we sold all the good pieces, but you know what? This looks so good. I don't know what he's talking about.
No.
Look at that crunchy, crunchy rind.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So good. So good.
Really moist. That belly, you could taste that fattiness to it.
I love the crunchiness of
It's
it.
really crunchy.
It's just a super, super tiny bit of fat. And just like he said, it's not too fatty.
Yeah.
It's so crunchy and so good.
But I think even the meat has that really soft, fatty quality to it. Even though it's not fat itself, it's just super soft and delicious.
Yeah. Amazing quality.
This is
Really
amazing.
nice.
I might have to steal this as well. See you later.
There's nothing left.
We got duck. So we
Now you
got
can see the-
a half a thing of duck here. And on the side here, this is barbecue pork.
Yeah.
And it's barbecued in a Chinese sweet and sour sauce.
It might seem repetitive, but again, this is so amazing.
Yeah.
It's so tender, so lean.
The
Me
marinade
too.
tastes a little different here, and what I really like about this that's different from the jerky is it really feels like they've marinated it for a while. So the marinade is really soaked into the meat.
Yeah,
So it's got that the sweet, salty flavor through and through.
yeah.
And
And
have
then
duck
duck
as
lamb.
well. Oh, the pieces are enormous. Oh, this is.
I'll take that piece.
Yeah. Perfect.
This is
Thank
what
you.
it is.
There are some bones in it, so you have to be careful with the bones.
Yeah, this is of a full animal,
Yeah, exactly.
pure unadulterated
This is
animal.
Mm.
Oh,
Super moist. It's so moist, huh?
Yeah.
the marbling in this is fantastic. Like even though this is not a fatty bird to begin with, the way that they've roasted this, the oils have like permeated the duck, and it's so good. Usually with roast duck, like you could potentially over dry it, and that's not this at all.
Not at all. No, no.
And it's seasoned really well. Like I like that there's a little bit of the saltiness in it. And
But in this
Fantastic.
case, they marinate it very subtly.
yeah.
So it's really has the duck flavor
Oh, yeah.
bursting in your mouth.
Oh yeah.
It just gives it an extra little bit.
That was our bus bench, and look, we're just a quick skip and jump from China Live right there. This is our final location. China Live was first opened in March 2017 as San Francisco's response to Mario Batali's Italy in New York City. It's an immersive experience of the Chinese food culture with a retail shop, restaurant, food bar, fine dining, and a scotch bar upstairs, all under one roof. It was opened by George Chen, who also owned several uber popular restaurants all throughout San Francisco, including Beetle Nut in the Marina and Shanghai 1930s in the Financial District. China Live takes popular Chinese street food from all around the Pacific Rim and elevates it to modern standards of quality and taste.
We're going to order a couple of items today to round out our Chinatown tasting menu. We start with the Sichuan working hands dumplings, boiled wontons swimming in a spicy, numbing chili oil. China Live's version adds a modern sesame butter on top that tastes mildly of peanuts, which is what we thought we were tasting at first.
Oh wow, that peanut butter is super special and it goes so perfect together with the cilantro, and the spices give it that oomph, that kick. Really, really good. I'm gonna have another one.
Also the spiciness in there is also perfect.
Yeah. Here in San Francisco, go to China Live, go try this.
It's obligatory.
Yes.
We're also sampling the Taiwanese red braised beef and tendon noodle soup, a super popular street food in Taiwan. China Live's version starts with a bone broth that's simmered for 48 hours and seasoned with 27 different spices. It's topped with chewy noodles, beef brisket and tendon, bright green bok choy, and salty pickled mustard greens.
Let's dig in, Tim.
Oh wow.
It really has that multi-spice flavor. It is so rich, has all these different flavors combined.
Trying the meat as well. Like super tender, just melts away. Incredible.
The noodles are a bit thicker than the normal, but they are really nice. It's a little Lady and the Vagabond here for our Disney lovers out there. Really great choice.
And since we've missed it, a modern interpretation of the dim sum egg tart, topped with roasted apple slices and paper-thin candied chestnuts. It was so good.
That was a sweet ending to the Chinatown walking tour. Dennis and Tim, what'd you guys think of the walking tour?
Perfect. You guys should really try this out.
We had the best time. Please check it out.
And make sure to check out our channel as well. It's called STUFR on YouTube. Find us. It's food and travel from all over the world.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. They do Tasty Thursdays as well as other really great food travels from all around Europe and in the United States. If you get a chance to try this tour, let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment down below. And thanks for watching. Until next time, peace out.